Okay, that's in there. Down the fountain. In there. What's up, man? What's up, Russell? Long time no see, brother. Still trying to get used to these pin jaws. Somebody sent these to me, and I've never used them before. I'm used to using the square jaw chuck, so that's what we're working on. And then, please make safety, sir. Hello, Thunder Gouge. How are you, Miss Heidi? Today, I'm going to be working on a couple pins. The start to a rosary. And bowl. Make 2 bowls, I don't know. I got my big show coming up in September, I believe. And this year, any turning that I do, I would like to do just for strictly exhibition there and not making orders on the fly. Can't really knock that. But be nice just to do them, just to showcase stuff and make yo-yos and tops and stuff like that for kids at the show. So I'm making a plain Jane Osage Orange fountain pen, and then I'm gonna fire crest in the sides of it. Ricky Bobby, are they? What? I lost something. So I'm gonna do the Osage Orange, and I got a heat gun in here somewhere. Probably need to find it. And I'm gonna flame darken or heat darken the outside perimeters of it, so it gives it like a sunburst fade, like a guitar. And then I've got a tuxedo blank. We're gonna put on a chrome roller ball. Think that'll look really cool. I seen that, dude. Happy as fuck for you. You got that resin deal. hate that sound. Alright. This first blank is Osage Orange. Ah, damn. Oh, he just spammed everything with high. Yeah, I get it, Nuking. Look away for 30 seconds, and Michael Wilson just lays waste to a damn whole group of people. There's just one person. Okay, I'm digging that. I'm not gonna lie. That makes this stuff way easier. Damn, look at that just go. You can even do off-centered pieces too. That shit be insane, yo. Go ahead and I'm gonna tap all the make sure we're chilling out the right length. This stuff's not that hard to turn. Purple Heart, believe it or not, isn't that big of a pain in the ass. Maple's not that big of a pain in the ass. Wingate, surprisingly, for it to be as finicky and temperamental as it is, it actually turns very well. Or drills very well, I'm sorry. And where we're going to do this one in a rollerball kit, I think this is going to be the sister pin to the Geesey set that I made yesterday. Because it's made kind of out of the stained blank style. It don't have the chevrons and stuff on it. But I do kind of want them to stand apart from each other without sacrificing the types of wood and stuff. So, for what it is to you, there's that. Go ahead and pop this out of here. Put the big boy back in here. Now I got to make another chuck holder from my wall behind me to hold this little thing because it's useful as hell. And I'm out. Still trying to smell that Wingate. Damn! Ah. 43 people in here. So glad I'm appealing to the masses. Alright. You're going to take the biggin. Take the biggin. All smooth like that. Yes, you are, damn it. Let me sand these rods up real quick. I'll throw these together and we'll get on with the making room part of this. So, I've had an epiphany, if you want to call it that. When I first woke up this morning, before I went and got the kids, ready for breakfast and all that stuff like that, I flipped over on YouTube, mainly trying to see if BW was on there. And I missed him, of course, because I live on this side of the world. But there were so many people that are now taking Sundays and marketing it pretty much as their spinning stuff day. And I feel like we as a group had something to do with that. So, all hail Sunday Spunday. Alright. Gonna turn the orange first, get it out of the way. Why? Because we can. Yeah, right there, Billy. Need to sand this one down a little bit. Be right back. Look at me go. What's up, Mr. Winkle? I was just talking about you. I wouldn't really call me a prime specimen of a man, but you know. I'm not going to argue with a man that's got a pretty sexy beard and a man bun. He seems to be on the upper end of attraction, you know. What's up, Mr. Winkle? Sorry I missed your live today, but I did go back and watch it. We're going to bust out these 2 pins real quick just to get our chops warmed up. And then I'm going to make a cross. And I've been eyeballing this chunk of maple back here. I don't know if I'm going to take it and make it some kind of a container, or I'm going to use these 2 chunks of curacao down here and do a figured bowl with a lid. But it's Sunday Spunday. We're here to have fun, right? I sharpened you yesterday. I only used you once. You should be good to go. You are. What's up, Bailey? What's up? Before we do this, I'm going to get my computer up so I can at least read the comments and not be a total piece of shit. Sorry if my clothes are sagging off you guys. I lost some weight. My shit's not fitting right. I look like a fucking hobo. I'm sorry. Alright, Sunday saying it's yours for 3 months. Summer will yet. Yeah, I summoned Ben on that. I'm sorry. What's up, Tim's List? Woo! Wynonna, what's up? Oh, take this thing off for 1, get the safety brigade up in my ass, and 2, smack it off this tailstock. tells me one thing, that, all right, that, yep, would lead me to believe that the brass tube is loose inside there. Which I don't like using accelerator on the tubes, because accelerator makes it a little bit brittle. Because you should never have to put that much back pressure on your tailstock on a pin, because you're going to bend your mandrel. What's up, Johnny? Ball guy. Pilato's in here. Ah, what's up, Dan? What's up, Pilato? What's up, Johnny? Raise this up a little bit. Use the skew to make quick work of this nonsense. There we go. Too high. Bevel cut. Just watch back. Just watch back. You're live, and yes, my Sundays. See what you did there. We want this to be a straight walled pin. I've noticed that people are a little bit more receptive of those than the bulbous walled pins. What's up, Todd? A couple pins, and then we're working on bowls, and we'll start to a rosary. This spot right there. Yeah, Todd, that vase was a banger, dude. Okay, so there's those. Now, from what I heard, there's multiple ways that you can induce the heat on these to get them going red. I don't know if friction will do it, but I'd much rather do it with the friction method. But just in case, I'm gonna go grab my heat gun, which I'm pretty sure is chilling out over here. Just to show you. My heat gun more than I did. Great. Well, say la vie, I reckon. Oi. You need to get that out of there. Maybe they want me to know heat down today, Bill. Yeah, they will. Got it. Now, plug this heifer in. Will the yard sale fine? Heat this thing up for a minute. Love to have a full-size lathe. Oh, we want it high. We don't want to dick off with that low setting. My bad. All right, starting to get a little bit. I'm gonna turn the speed down so I can get an even finish across this. On the fade there. See, I know that metal bezel there that I just stuck my finger to? Don't do that shit. Thank you, Benner. I'll make a little bit of a heat line right here, not a lot, just so we get like that ombre of the red going in and out. Now, wood normally burns brown, kind of got a reddish hue to it, but from everything that I've read, oh, that's the fucking sweet spot right there. Okay. Turn that off. Set on top of something metal that's not going to catch fire. Okay, I like what we're doing here. I need to sand this off because I did get some blistering right there. Just kind of figured that was happening, but I like the way this bottom blank is looking. I've seen people do it in a couple videos on boxes, but I really, whenever I've seen the color, that don't do a whole lot of justice. It's the burn on this turns like a red color, and I was like, man, if I could incorporate that into like an ombre on the ends of some Osage orange on blanks and bowls, that would be really cool, like around the rim of a bowl and stuff. All right, so get this moving. There we go. Now we're getting color about it. Set that there. Kick that on. Blend a little bit. See what she looks like now. That's more towards it. Let me get we got here relatively good grip sanding pad. Knock off any of the fuzzies on here. Don't grab the bushings. Yeah, that'll be hot enough to melt a man. That's just a 1200 grit. I want to smooth that up a little bit. And take off any of the, when you heat up wood, obviously it expands or contracts. Usually it expands. And you're going to make little voids in the burn part. So you don't want to go through all that trouble to induce burns whenever you go to hit it with friction and stuff like that and fill it back full of white debris. I'm sorry that I'm sweating, but it's hotter than all get out here. Ohio's in like a heat wave or something right now. It's supposed to rain. The humidity's like 106 million. All right, see what we got. So yeah, we got a very hot, very hot. Hit some of this, see what we're gonna look like. Clean it out a little bit. Oh, I got a piece of Osage in my friction. Turn the speed down like. Yeah, it's mid-June, man. It's hotter than hell here. What's up, Resin Art? Or Amy, I'm sorry. This is a very simple test run for this Osage style. What I do want to do is build one of these Osage style fountain pens with the heat reddening on the edges of it. But I really like to do some turquoise inlays in it. This is kind of a test run to see how it goes. Alright, so we're shined up for the most part. We ain't got no craziness in our grits. Thank you, Jesus. Fairly straight walled. I got a little bit of a bump right here in this bottom one, but kind of goes hand in hand with the bottom portion of a pen. Turn it down, and Amy, I'm glad you're in here. I'll show you this. You asked about it in one of the comments on one of the shorts about the CA finish. See if I can bring you guys in here. All right. Try to show you from this side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this doubled over at the bottom. And whenever I drag the CA down it, I'm going to either start at the top or I'm going to go straight down the side. That way it already coats a pretty generous area before it gets to the towel. The reason that yours keeps drying as soon as it hits the towel is because it's dispersing it way too thin as soon as it hits the towel, and that's what's making it dry. So it'll be like this. Let that dry for a second. We'll do another one, and then another one, and then we'll sand it with 1200. We'll make sure it's real clean and glossy. We'll hit it with the final flood coat, and then we will hit it with some turtle wax and 3000 or 5000, depending on what the finish is looking like. Yeah, that's hard. Double over the same one. No, I don't spray on activator. If you notice, when you hit it with activator, it gives it a, God damn, I'm sweating like a horn church, I'm sorry. It gives it a, like a white haze where it flashes over. No, I don't spray activator. Sorry. Just trying to... Some people do. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing to do. Don't quote me on that. I don't do it because all the activators that I've had, and I use strictly this brand, like I have it delivered to my house monthly, it flashes over when you hit it with too much activator or something like that, and gives it like a white haze or a white bubbly effect, and you gotta like go back and do more work. Okay, that's on there. One more hit with this. That'll give us the rich look that we want. You are going to have like a little bit of bumps and ripples in there, which is perfectly fine. We're going to hit that with the higher grit sanding papers, and we're going to smooth that out, but we got to make sure it's dry first. This is also another reason why I don't use any of the activators, because it'll, if you got any kind of inconsistency whatsoever that the shine would normally hide, or if there's a flaw in there, or a flaw in your wood, you're going to get that white crystalline stuff down in there. Oh yeah, Star Bond would be fine. It should be. Do it lightly. You don't like... What Todd's saying is correct. Like, if you hit it with activator, do it from a distance, and then you gotta wait. You gotta give it time to cook off first, because if you just... Hold on, take an example. This is a scrap piece of wood. Alright, so... I got CA on there. Flashed over, and you got that white haze. So you gotta give it time for it to cook off, for the fumes to come off. It'll start doing a little bit of adherence, and then you can hit it with CA. I just don't do that. Not saying there's anything wrong with the people that do it. I'm not the one that does it. Star Bond Thin is very good. Let's take our time on each piece. Want to get the bumps and ripples out. Like, I know for a fact I can feel a couple right there. It would actually merit a lower grit of sandpaper. Not crazy on it, just almost. What shirt you talking about, bud? What are we talking about shirt-wise? I'm in the dark here. See what we look like. Alright, our bottom's good. We've got a couple ripples up here in the top. What's up, Rick James? Rick James, bitch. I have heard of that too, Mr. Wilson. I just haven't done it. If you want to see somebody put a finish on something, you need to roll over and watch the shoots. Now would be a good time whenever they go live, because they're in the middle of mass finishing like damn near every bowl they ever made. So we'll do one more cut with the polish. Just any inconsistencies. If there is, I'd rather fix them now rather than later. I will be there, Mr. Shoops, Mr. William, Billy. You and Heidi doing your thing. I'll be there. I've lost 82 pounds, bub. Got a neck now and shit. It's crazy. That's what I was apologizing for. Like, all my clothes are falling off me, man. Like, it's rough. My neck holes are huge. I'm hypoglycemic, so I can't do, like, the cool trendy shot and shit like everybody does, which really kind of makes it hard. But I put myself in an extreme calorie deficit. Work out at least 3 to 4 times a week and get my steps in every day, stuff like that. When I first started the channel, I was cruising around 425 altogether. In February on the 16th, I weighed myself. I weighed 385, and when I weighed myself the other day, I'm chilling at right at 305. So my goal weight is to lose a little bit more. I understand that I'm never going to be like a 140-pound man. But figure if I want to make it to like watch my kids walk across the stage when they graduate and stuff like that, I should probably do something and get my big ass in gear. So me and the wife, we kind of do it to it and got in gear with this stuff and locked in real hard, and that's where we're at. Lots of grease and homemade shine juice. Know what kind of shine juice you're talking about, Bill. But I kept my belt. Like, it goes all the way around me. It's a reminder every time I go pee not to get fat again. Alright, so we're going to turn this one into the rollerball or the fountain. I think we're going to do the fountain on this one because I want to do the tuxedo pin in a rollerball, so it can be the sister to that geesey pin that I turned out yesterday that was phenomenal. Rollerball on this one. I'm pretty sure I got rollerball guts, damn it. Let me put these in here. Yeah, the tuxedo pin. That's definitely got to be a rollerball. I've already cut this for the fountain pin. All right. Selling point. Here comes the wind. All right, let's get with it. Okay, we're going to start off at the bottom. Thread our cap in here. I know some of y'all are going to get really salty when I start smacking with this with a hammer. Guess what? Joke's on you. Guess the joke would be on me if I found a hammer. There it is. Once again, make sure that top piece don't thread off. There is a little washer on there. Make sure it stays on there. Shoobs, y'all ain't got to do that, brother. Wooden mallet, send it home. William is the shit. I'm not gonna lie, he's cool. Okay, this one's got the collar too. Send her home. Okay. Get the old roller ball. Get the old ink patch. Or I'm sorry, get the fountain. Get the ink patch. I already like that, just plain Jane like that. Damn. Alright. There's not a whole lot of grain to match up on this. But I do have this one spot right there that's a little bit darker than the other. It's not necessarily blistered. It's just the way that the wood did. The wood did. So I'm going to make sure that's up at top by the clip. Just to give me a little bit of peace of mind. Bring this down here, play with it, see which way would look best. turn that around away from there. Yeah. Tap, motherfucker. No, you don't have to use CA by any means. I'm gonna shout you out regardless if you buy memberships, dude. Y'all are good people. I reckon, except for that one time that Bill sent me a message wanting to know if I ever seen a Tennessee jackhammer. Then he tried to send me a bunch of pictures. I don't know why. That is a very simple pen. I really like that. Sorry, I was reading comments. No, Mike's just a heathen. No, a lot of people use a press and stuff like that, or they'll use their things. I just, I like hitting stuff with the hammer, and for the most part, might sound kind of corny. Have you ever seen like the old Japanese samurais? They say that the sword don't have like the soul until they quench the damn thing. I really think that putting a pin inside of a press and pressing a lever to smush it together is very uneventful. So I just like birthing it with the hammer and be like, "Ah, you're alive now." You know, let's roll. All right, we're gonna set this up here for a second. We're not done with this yet. I'm going to mount up the tuxedo pin. We're gonna turn it real quick. This will be the sister pin, or his and hers section, to the geesey that I made yesterday. And as I was saying, if you guys are interested in that, I think I figured out how to do the geesey to where it's fairly time efficient and not nearly as cumbersome, and there's not nearly as much math. So if that's something y'all be interested in, I need to let your boy know. Alright, I'm going to pop open this delicious frosted lemonade here, because it's hotter than 3 rats making love in a wool sock. Set that out of the way so the wind gate don't get in there. Pretty sure that would irritate the throat hole. There's all kinds of you guys in the UK. You just gotta look for the right place, man. Using a smaller diameter blank. Bring it down, speed it up a little bit. I think we're having the same problem as we did earlier with the activator not actually holding that well on that one. And we are having the same problem. Stay, Billy. There we go. Chuck this heifer back up on here. Hopefully the top one holds, because I bathed it with CA. Pull her back, Cecil. She's sucking mud. Alright. Get this nonsense out of the way. also could be one of the reasons why they tell you to wipe down Purple Heart and all that stuff too. Yeah, she's still loose. Ow. Piece of me's going with that one. Troops, I appreciate it. Y'all don't have to do that. Hey, did I use gold hardware or silver hardware on that DC yesterday? I've never seen anyone power carve pins, but I'd watch the hell out of it if they did. Pink gold. Come on, Billy, work with me here. Mr. Bug, this is a no-fly zone. If you would please get out of my premises. Alright, let's see what we got in here. Gold is what we said while driving. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to swap out the hardware. I don't want to put silver hardware on this if I done the sister to this in gold. Okay, so I can tell we're going to have to do a little bit of love right here. A whole lot of love right there. Which I kind of get that. There we go. Whew. What's up, Tater? Alright. We're going to sand this up real quick. For this, I'm going to go ahead and hit it with some more abrasive. I think this is 120. Before we start walking into the other grits. Like that. Sorry about that. Kind of speed down a little bit. Thank you, Benners. I guess now would be the time to say it. My name is Mike D. I have a problem. I make pins. I blame that solely on two people. Michael Wilson, who's in here, most definitely. And Richard, Uncle Moyot. Kind of got me into this, and I started off with the like the Amazon slimline twist pins, and they were cool to make a quick buck for events and shows, or if you just want to throw something together. But I was like, I'm not a pin maker, I don't like this. And then I found out about these oh shit, that's delamming right there. Found out about these 2-piece pin kits from bigger makers like Penn State, Strong Ink, a couple other brands. Bullseye Turning Supply is a really good one. I'm not going to discredit them for nothing. Those guys are awesome. That is extremely thin. Pop that right there. We're not going to go a whole lot crazier on that. What was that tone? I don't understand what you're saying, man. No, long story short, I had no intention of like making pins. I was like, that is just dumb. I'm just making 2 tubes. Dude, this looks horrible. I'm sorry. I look like a fucking hot mess. And then I got these 2-piece style and the higher end twist and cigar pins and stuff like that. And it was really cool. And then I found out you could like segment them and do crazy stuff. And there's some people on there that do like the Geeseys and the Howards and stuff like that. And I was like, holy hell, that's awesome. So now I'm kind of like building a little bit of a love for it. What's up, 77? How's it going, Ryan? I'm going to turn this down, give this some love. Partner in crime there. Alright, see what this looks like, see how wild that is. I don't want that to get crazy or nothing like that. So. My next bandit. There it is. All right. A little bit of grease and friction. Try to clean it up, see what we got on here. Actually, before we put the friction on there. Get that wingate debris off there because it will most definitely get caught in his pores. Oh, that dinging is definitely my phone getting messages. I recorded my phone. So that's drying. I need to get a gold kit for this. That's a 7. Silver. Another roll ball or fountain. It's going to be a fountain. It's not going to be a rollerball. I believe I'm out of the gold rollerball kits. Check real quick. 8. 3. That's 8. That's 7. That's 6. Ever. Ah. The itch is real. Let me turn on the lights for y'all. Purple, kind of shiny. All right, so we're going to clean this up. Make sure there's no debris on it. CA finish. Woo! Okay. Paper towel. Turn speed down low. There we go. Run a bead across it. Make sure your towel's already in contact with it. Thin bead. It's easier to gloss up when it's thin. Also dries a lot faster when it's thin. Oh, what a damn hobo. I'm sorry, y'all. You're nasty. Yeah, no heavy touching, no heavy petting. So that one's dry. If I remember right, we done 2 coats on the one yesterday, and then we hit it with the 1200 to knock down any issues that might be arising. Gave her a good old-fashioned rub down. Give her another coat with the CA, and then we're going to blast her with one more final coat of the abrasive paste, and then we're going to do it with the turtle wax. So this is just real quick. Make sure you glue it to your finger, it don't work right. You're drinking my juice. You're gonna lost it here playing fucking with me. Alright. Cut it down with abrasive. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. One of those things where a little bit goes a real long way. You're only dealing with the pin. It's not like you're buffing a Cadillac. Come on, try and get to 100 likes on this when the shoots are right. I'm going to turn the speed up a little bit and give that a second to kind of set there, and then I'm going to run a dry towel across it. Now we're going to hit it with the 5000 and the turtle wax. Speed down slow. Be generous with the turtle wax. Pays off in the end, I promise. Take your time on it, each one of them. Don't be afraid to go back, blast it again. One for good measure. Alright, we're going to turn that on. While we're doing that, I'm going to switch my tubes over from this kit to this kit because we've got to do this one. Turn it up. You're going to see a white haze kind of develop across this. That's what we want. We're going to cut that off with the paper towel or the felt on the back of one of your sanding pads. It works pretty good too. Not yet. Max drying speed. back down. She's looking pretty good. I don't see no crazy drag lines. Jesus. Yeah, that's how I do it right there, yeah. See what she looks like. She looked purty. She looked pretty. All right. I wouldn't really put stunning on there, Amy. I've seen the resin blooms that you're pushing out. This looks like child's play compared to that stuff. Okay, there's that. And that. We were going to make this a rollerball, but in order for this to be for the his and her set, I also got to make this a gold hardware, and the only thing I got left in the two kits are the gold fountain pens. So this is also going to be a fountain pen, which, man, that really just rains on my parade because I love making fountain pens. See what she looks like once we get her together. What's up, Ozier Grande? And I guess now that we've done this and went this far, I'm going to have to make a damn Wingay Purple Heart and Maple box to house both of these things in. Remember to take off your little top cap if you're using the hammer method, which I greatly support. Oh, hammer method. Okay. Still sexier than socks on a rooster. Okay, we'll put our ink cap on there. That. Set that off to the side. We're going to need our collar. Thread that. And then we want our that. Lines upside there. Time to put on the top cap with the clip. It's okay. It can't be said enough, y'all. Pick you up in a second. I think it's a very cool matching wood set. Now that we're almost done with the pins, I'm going to try something. I haven't done this before. So, I guess you guys are here to hang out for this. Good God, it's hot. It's like an Africa hot in here. Put that in there. Sim alarm. A little bit of play in that in case she gets bound up. Oh yeah. Okay. Oops, love, not live. Alright, so give me a second here. I'll pop this off here and we'll see what we turned out with. I dig both those. Kind of fond of that one. I kind of got a thing for orange, and that one is absolutely beautiful. That's giving me other ideas. I think that the gold straight line Purple Heart will complement the Geesey from yesterday very, very well. Open this back up so I can set her back on the wall here. Alex, you can get a hold of me. They are for sale. I do ship in the 48. So if it's something you want, man, please feel free to get a hold of me. I'm making for orders and stuff like that. What kind of pin on that is the inside? These two are roller balls, or I'm sorry, fountain pins. If you they have the little cartridge that they sell on like Amazon and Walmart, Hobby Lobby, and all that. Or if you're one of these super old school dudes, they come with one of these bad boys here, like the old school siphon plunger. And then I also have some that use these kind of ink sticks. They're the rollerball style. Spectacular pen. I put them into stop leakage. I found out if you store them like this, cap up, they won't leak. Okay, so that is did. What do you guys want? You want me to throw some kind of random pen together? You want me to make a bowl? You want me to make this crucifix? Yeah, I love making the fountain pens, Benners. The fountain pens. Okay. Mike Wilson, love you, homie. Be safe. Take care of the kids. I'm a sucker for the fountain pens, dude. The fountain pens are like, I like birthing them. I'm eventually gonna get into the point where I make the bespoke kits, like not only the blank, but I make the hardware, the cap, the nib socket, and everything like that. And the only thing I've got to order is the brass nibs and the Delrin or nib insert. Oh wait, I need to go do stuff. Don't do anything cool. All right, so guys, what am I making? I'm making a bowl. Making this crucifix. Oh, the chuck I was using when I was drilling. Let me find out where I put the damn thing. I'm working on such a small. Oh, I'm sorry. Right here it is. I haven't built a socket for it yet. Somebody sent me this, but you can actually get these on Amazon. I priced them on Amazon. They're only like 30, 40 bucks. And it comes with these two little brass rods. Let me slide this heifer up on here for you. Kind of looks like a transformer claw or something. But you can just loosen it with the back collar. Kind of reminds you of one of the Easy Wood chucks. It holds the two corners of your product that you're drilling. What the hell that was. And then you can just bring it back down to where it gets where it needs to be. It starts building up pressure, and you got these two little cool rods that tighten it. It's very useful since I've been using my 4-jaw on the other chuck dedicated to pins. Now I can do that to pins, and I can put my bigger jaws on this chuck, which is optimal. How do I buy one or look at products? All right, I'll tell you what, man. You can go to my Facebook group. Go to Facebook, go to groups, look up The Whacking Shack. I'll put it in the chat for you right now. Join that. My name's Mike DeLauder. You can message me on there. So let me put this in there for you real quick. Okay, The Whacking Shack. Put that in there. Message me, get a hold of me. I take Venmo, all that cool stuff like that. And I'll figure out the shipping, and I'll get you one, man. It's not super hard. I've got all my products on there, all my pins that I make, if I've still got them, because there's been a few of them that have been snatched up. When I made the hempwood and bloodwood pin the other day, there was literally somebody waiting outside the shop to buy it because they seen them alive and they live here local. But yeah, everything's on there. You can get a hold of me through there, message me, and I'll be more than happy to hook you up, man. This little thing, this is a win. Thank you, Henry. All right. What am I making? Am I making a bowl? Am I making a jar? Am I making more pins? I'll let you decide. No problem, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, dude. I try to come out here and do this as often as possible. I definitely try to be out here on Sundays. Sometimes life gets in the way, but we got a thing called Sunday Spunday. I come out here and I turn all kinds of crazy stuff. So, while you guys are debating, I'm going to go ahead and make this cross because it's been eating at me for a little bit, and I just got to do it. I'm sorry. She fucking threads all the way through there too. Damn it. Okay, there's that. Now, I am going to be rather ignorant with this part, I reckon. And I'm sorry in advance. I gotta bust out a drill to drill 2 pilot holes. I don't want a whole lot of pressure on here. I just want enough to kind of stake that in there. I'm gonna go get my drill so I can get a smaller bit. Stay with me, y'all. One thing that I've always wanted to make ever since I started turning on the lathe and messing around with the lathe is I wanted to make a rosary. I seen one done one time. It was super cool. And I just think it would be very awesome to build all the beads, the crucifix itself, on a rosary. This is a strip of wingay I have. So, offset mushroom. We might make an offset mushroom here in a minute. I'm going to turn this round. It's not going to be a big robust piece. And I'm going to give it my damnedest. First thing I'm going to do is go down that with the bowl or rough and gouge. Try to knock off any corners. And then I'm going to make her legit round. Getting there. We're not going to need this entire piece. So I am going to part off part of this here in a second. That's getting there. Trying to be very, very soft in touch with this. A little bit of love with the sharpened set there, not a lot. we're pretty close to round on the piece that I'm going to be working with. I'll make a part right here and get rid of this extra bit. Okay. Don't really have any mathematics for this or anything like that. I do need to shave that off back here in the back just a little bit. So hold on. All right. Now that we know that piece is centered up, we're going to bring that in there. We're working in pretty tight quarters, so I'm going to extend my tailstock out a good little bit. Give me 2 or 3 extra inches to wiggle this banjo and tool rest I got in here. I mentioned offset mushrooms. Yes, you did, buddy. Okay. So, right off the rip, need to get this gouge out of here. I need to find me a drill bit that I deem would be good in size. Just 5/30 seconds. We're going to go with that. I think that right here should be the best bet for that. Okay, she's through. That burnt my fingers, Daddy. I'll get a much smaller drill bit. Line it up so it's parallel with the holes. Yep. Woo! We're going to keep our 5/32 second drill bit out. For the reason for that, we're going to be needing some measuring off the base of that. Thank you for the bless you. All right, now I'm going to measure this with my skew. This is very rough. I want one section there and one section there. Now, hindsight being 20/20, probably could have used a lot better wood for this than Wingate. I've got a smaller skew than you see. Let me get up in there. see what we got. Let me get that some love up there. You want to make the intersection that comes in here the same size of both of these. But you also want to make it the same size as this 5-minute or 5/32 hole we put in there. This is where it's going to get sketchy if it gets sketchy. Right there. We don't want to do that. We don't want to break that off. We'll sand that if we have to. Okay. Give it a second to dry. We'll clean up this curvature up here. We'll go over it and then we'll part it off where it needs to be parted off. This is actually not going to be that long, so I probably want it to part off a whole lot of it. But I want that little bit of extra there to work with in case I absolutely have to. You know, for when you do ignorance like that. We're going to try to part that off right there above that. Looks like we're going to drill her again. Oh well. All right, see what we got. Okay, that's not that bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm going to clear off the top of that a little bit, unfortunately, because I did run it right through my my eyelet, which I guess isn't that big of a deal, but it's enough to kind of rub me salty a little bit. All right, we got through the eyelet. We're good. Now, come back down here to this. I see a few things on this that I want to shape out just a little bit better. Alright, so that's that long. We'll make the bottom part this long. She's just held on there by a nub, so we're not going to get wild with her or nothing like that. Shake up some of this here nasty ass shine juice that's undoubtedly going to blow up all over my hand. Because why not? That's why you don't wrap stuff around your fingers. Oh, did you order it, buddy? What's up, old Pap? How's it going, man? All right. So, I'm super impressed for that being wing day and still holding on like that. There's our cross section. Set that off to the side for a minute. We won't need a tailstock for this next portion. Shouldn't anyways. Shouldn't. I've been known to put my foot in my mouth though. We want these to be plus a 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch. So let me measuring the size that it goes into that bulb right there. And the centerpiece, we're nowhere near there yet. I'm going to keep tapering it down. What I'm talking about. All right, so made that bitch right at 5:30 seconds. I'm a gangster. Get the part tool out of here, and we're just gonna give us a straight shoulder, about an eighth of an inch long here. I usually don't make stuff nowhere near this small. A little bit of Walla Walla juice on here. Feel the heat. 100 likes up in here, 314 people. Hell yeah, I'll take it. I think that's a pretty good fit on that. I'm gonna reach over this and I'm gonna start parting. Don't drop it. She's tiny. Alright. Let's slide this out. We're gonna do that one more time. Luckily for us, that part's not that big of a pain in the ass. But getting that original cross section cut, we're gonna see if we can give ourselves a little bit more room to play with on that one, because oh boy. Set this down here. Break out the old skew. Okay. Smart. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, there's that. Get out of here. All right. Get out of here. Okay. Make this straight. Like that. Clean up that nonsense on the end of it. Right there is going to be our socket that we're reduced to. Okay. Make a little bit of a facet right there. Stop this. I don't know what happened there, but man, it tried to like put me in all kinds of stuff. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, we're going to sand this up real quick. There we go. Sorry about that. Fucking down to 91 people. Alright, there's that. Put some shine juice on this. 71 people. Alright, now we're going to part this off. See if she holds together. Let me get my super tiny bit. And we didn't drill through our fingers. Alright. Take this out of here because I'll definitely be making more of these, I can tell, as soon as it gets posted. Alright. Here's our centerpiece. What the hell is going on over here? Put that in there. Alright. There's our cross, part of our rosary that we made. Pain in the ass. Super cool. One thing I want to do before I go any further is I've still got this piece of wingate right here. I would like to round this back out. And although I'm not going to make all, I think 150 beads in the rosary today, I would like to give you guys a real quick rundown about how I'm going to make them. Whenever I do go to make them. And I do have some of this purple heart stock just left laying around here from where I've been making the segmented stuff, which those would be pretty cool material for beads, bloodwood, stuff like that. That, back that out, take that off. Give me one for a minute. One. And there's our bead. Made out of the same stuff. And then I believe I've got some leather around here somewhere. Some twine-like material, some might say. Oh well. So, get our bead. Got our rosary, crucifix part. What's a good first few project to start with? Spindle work, man. Spindles and bowls. Make a couple mallets. Can't go wrong with mallets. Everybody loves mallets. Everybody uses mallets. So, our rosary. Here's the beads. This one's Wingay. I'll probably do Purple Heart or Bloodwood. Here's both of our pins we made today. It's hot. It's real hot. I got 120 likes in here. I got 186 people watching currently. People, I love y'all. Peace. God bless. Please like, subscribe. Check out the sponsors. Go to Gotwood LLC, also known as turningblanks.net. Use the code WHACKER, WHACKER. Get you a discount there. If you go to Strong Ink Pen Kits, which I'll have in the description here, and check them out. If you put the Whackin' Shack in your checkout notes, you will get a free gift. On me and them, it's 10 velvet lined bags for you to put your very nice pens that you make with their kits in. Strongly suggest you do that. The pens are probably the cheapest on the market as far as price goes, and quality-wise, they're not that bad. Other than that, peace. Love y'all. Like and subscribe. God bless. I'm out.